So I asked one of my stats class to rate themselves anonymously in these areas on a scale of 1 to 100. And here are the results. Each row is a student. Let's take a look at some analysis and how variation factors in. So the first would be the between group variance. And to do that, we could just look at the averages for each group or each question. I'm going to change this format to, okay, here we go. And I'm also going to put on some what's called conditional formatting. Um, like this. So we can now see the differences between the averages on these scales. For example, um, in general, this particular stats class did not feel so lonely on average, or that attending church is necessary. On the other hand, they did believe pretty strongly in a loving God and even more so in themselves. Home life was good. They felt close to parents. These are differences between their average score on these variables. Now, just as importantly, instead of just seeing that between group, I'd like to see the within group variance. In other words, I want to see how much the students really collected around that mean very closely, or how much there was a widespread variation within our class. So to do that, I'm going to use the standard deviation. I'm going to use the population here because I'm just focusing on the statistics in this class, not on seeing them as a sample of some larger trend here. So I'm going to get the number. Let's just do it like this. And let me also throw some conditional formatting on this one also. So I'm going to put green as, there we go. So in general, a low standard deviation, like we see here with believe in yourself and home life is good, says that we didn't have much within group variation, that the class was pretty much on the same page. And we can see that if we look down through these numbers here, that they do cluster pretty closely around that average of 90. And we could say the same thing here. On the other hand, notice this discrepancy on attending church as necessary. This was the most diverse range. So the mean itself was pretty low, but there was a wide range. There were some people who thought absolutely it's necessary. I see a couple hundreds in there, some 80s, and there were also some that thought absolutely it's unnecessary. There's 3 ones there, rated it as low as possible. So the variation, we would not be able to see that spread of data from the mean alone. The only way we see that is by looking at the within group variance, the standard deviation here in this particular